Hey, how's it going, Taka fam? So here's the deck I've been working on for a long time. I know I say that quite a few times, but this is actually another one I have been working on. And it took me a little while because I had to get all the cards together, but this is what I call Around the World. So this is a Visa Starfrost deck. So I'll show you what I'm working with and some things I would like to change as things move on in the format. So this is going to be weird, but for now, I'm playing one Visa Starfrost. So I know this deck needs three, but I only could get my hands on one. And this deck actually can function just fine with the one. Even with me playtesting, I even was trying to learn it and play the mirror. And just having one was fine, actually. But I would probably still play three. And then for the rest of the engine, so all the heart monsters. So three Rio, one Rhino, one Rake Hearts, and one Rise Heart. So you need all these. Only play one of all these because you don't need any more. And the two engine pieces that go with the Tear and the Scareclaw is the one Shaylin and the one Scareclaw Cash. So you can get this either with Rasoth or you can get this with Ryphobia. And of course you can send this to the grave with Rhino or you can search this with Perlerino. Alright, that's it for the heart monsters. And now for the balls, I'm playing 7. So I'm playing the 3 Meek, the 2 Torrid, and 2 Fearless. Yes, Fearless is the worst one, but you typically play it just because it's a name that you can use. But I feel like in the future I might end up cutting it and just kind of like either playing 4 names or stick to 5. But for now, 7 seems alright. But yeah, Fearless definitely can be a brick, so I'll admit I was wrong about that prior. For the spells, so we have like 8 planets here. So we got the 3 Calarium, the 1 Perlerino, the 1 Rasoth, the 1 Ryphobia, and we also play the 1 Amritara. It was 8 actually, but with other cards that I'm playing in the deck, I had to kind of cut it down. So it's actually 7 here, but they all serve different purposes. All of the cards but Rasoth search Visas, and this card can only be activated with Visas on the field. And there's actually a reason why I play this one. And you'll see it when I get to the spells later on, and I can kind of talk about it. Before, like some more of the Manadium cards, 3 Obsession, and the one forgot what this card's name, the Imaginings. Yeah, so these cards are actually kind of important, and they all synergize with all the heart monsters. Because if you banish this from the grave, you get to summon a heart monster from your hands, and by heart monster, the monster with those stats. Then we have the Imaginings. It's kind of like there to try to fix your hand, but also it can allow your heart monsters to be tuners if you need them to be. So it's not too bad. And then for some more engine like requirement cards, so playing this for the Rykart because it's just a free reborn and it gets you to the Visas and the Scareclaw cards. And then for like the little engine traps, I decided on a Reframing and a Trivi Karma. So both of these cards could be searched off of Amritara, and being honest, both effects of these are really good. We all know what this is. This is pretty much a, Omni, and this is a monster negate, and it's actually kind of good if you have like Visa Starfrost on the field. So it's kind of good, and especially because Amritara is also Visas while he's on the field, which sometimes you do it in some of the combo lines to actually make Astrolab with him from the field. And then for the non-engine choices, I think this card is really good. So it's kind of like my branded deck. I'm playing 6 books instead of a bunch of hand traps, but I feel like I actually want to play Droll at least Droll as my only hand trap. But having 6 books is actually really good, and this deck doesn't really play in the talents going first. Like it plays in the like things if you're like going second. if your opponent tries to hand trap you, or like they're fearing you hand trapping them, then talents will be, good on their end. But typically, the way this is built, you're not gonna really have to worry about that. And the only one I would make that sacrifice for would be Droll. One talents, because if you draw it, that's cool. It's not too bad, because you're more than likely going to get hand traps. And then the last 3 cards is a Terraformer, a Rhoda, and a Set Rotation. The reason why I was talking about with the planets, why you was playing like 8 or 9 and stuff like that, is because of this and this. And Set Rotation is actually really good because you have all of these field spells that you can play and that we are playing in this build. And one of the best ones to give them is this one. The reason why we give them this one is because in order for your opponent to activate this card, they have to control Visa Starfrost. So whoever controls it has to control Visas in order to activate it. So if you Set Rotation and give this to them, and you give yourself whichever planet you need, you don't have to worry about imperms from the hand randomly, or you don't really have to worry about something like an evenly match. So this actually plays around evenly too. So it's pretty good for that reason. So that's it for the main deck. That's 40 cards. I actually want to play some other cards in the main deck, but I'll get to that a little bit later. So for my links, I feel like these 2 are standard no matter what build you're playing. I actually like the Lightheart because it synergizes with a lot of the cards in the deck, and because Amritara's, Starfrost on the field, you get to link it to make this. And Cross Sheep, we all know what that does. And then I have the 2 Vicious. This comes up a lot, and I actually really enjoy summoning this guy. Just being able to pop your cards whenever, or even go in second. You could pop their cards and gain attack to do more damage. I'm playing 1 Rukalos because I'm also playing a Synchro that could facilitate it, but Shaylin pretty much makes this for you. Unfortunately, I'm not playing enough actual Aqua monsters, so I can't play Kaleido Heart, and that's one of the cards I actually wanted to play. But the 2 Mud Dragons, this is why Shaylin's really good, because Shaylin could make this, or Shaylin could make this. And, I mean, not make this, fuse with this to make the Rukalos. So that's kind of pretty good, and it's kind of important. Then Tri-Edge Master is just a good bridge. It's a free draw, and it's a light monster, so. And then here's some of the hefty parts. So this guy's actually insane. I actually considered playing a second one. And the fact that he counts as Visas on the field is actually important. So if you don't get to Visas and some of your cards require you to get to him, or it makes your boards a lot better when you do, the fact that you could just summon him pretty early, because there's so many times you end on a bunch of tuners and they could equal up to level 8. So you can easily just make this guy. And the fact that he could, during the main phase, just pop one of your monsters to give all your synchros 800 or whatever, it's not really relevant. But you could do that. And on summon, it searches anything that mentions Visa Starfrost, any of your spells and traps. And then for some more synchros, playing this Potter, of course, Baron, and Chaos Angel. These are really good, important. If we were playing Bystios, it'll be a lot easier to summon this, but typically the easiest way we summon it is with the Excel Stardust. And this card's actually really good. It's like easy ways that you can make this too. And I do play a Stardust to go along with it, but it's not necessary, but I'm deciding to play it. And last card being a Rise Heart. So you actually can summon this the hard way, believe it or not. With Rise Heart, the Scare Cash and stuff like that. But I was playing a Malong, and I was using it to pretty much make himself either level 5, so I can make 12s, which I'm not playing at the moment, or I could make him a level 7, or leave him a level 6. So he could have been anything. Alright, that's it for the deck. So here's some cards that I actually want to play. So I really want to play the Veda package, but it gets better in Age of Overlord. But the fact that this is, really good, it does search this. But right now we don't have too many good targets. because that kind of involves you to play like, I don't know, monsters that are lower than level 2, and well, to get the best value, of course, because you kind of want to blow up the balls with this. But if you're playing something like Valor and stuff like that, then this would be pretty good. But the fact that you could pretty much use this if one of your cards is destroyed, so you can use this to chain block a lot of your cards too. But it only applies while Visa Starfrost is on the field, so that's kind of a problem. I kind of wanted to play a second Amritara because it kind of can come up. The fact that if one of your cards is destroyed and is now in the grave or banished, you could either bring back one of those monsters, you could shuffle it back in to draw a card, or I think it has like one, well, it has 2 others. You could shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, get a field spell from your graveyard, so that's kind of important, especially because you're playing stuff like Shaylin. Shaylin can mill your field spells and stuff, and this could get them back. And the last effect being one of your tuners, you know, gain attack equal to half the original attack of one of the monsters that was destroyed. So, but I mainly use the effect to, you know, bring with the tuner or the monster that was destroyed, kind of like shuffle it back, draw a card. I typically use that effect. So the other effects don't come up too much, but they can. And like I said, because it's a Visa Starfrost deck, I kind of want to be a bot. Kind of want to play both of these, to be honest. But low key, you know, Prime Heart's really good anyway. You can sort of end some of your boards with him if you get drolled, if you really wanted to. And the fact that he floats, if they kill him or whatever, you get to bring back one of your 15/21 heart monsters from the graveyard. So it's kind of good, actually. And Kaleido Heart, we all know what this does, but like I said, I wish I could play this card unless I end up increasing my tier count, potentially. Or something like King of the Swamp, which I doubt I'm going to want to do. But that's it for the deck, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, I kind of still suck with this deck, obviously, but I think it's actually really good and can be a really good contender. Yes, the, you know, pure lockout Vanadium version is probably better, but I feel like this can do a lot more than that version, and I think they can still compete, you know. But the problem right now, you know, Shifter is like a decent problem, but the main problem, you're seeing droll everywhere. So if you do decide to build this deck, kind of keep that in mind and don't get frustrated if it does happen. That's why you got to practice and learn. So hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.